The jury hears from Jessica Roberts in an audio recording the day she was picked up by police on murder charges. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. A recorded statement by one of the two defendants in the death of a Parkersburg woman dominates testimony in their trial today. Todd Boucher joins us live in the newsroom. He has more on the trial of Kenneth McCoy Jr. and Jessica Roberts.
That's right, Phyllis. The 3.5-hour interview was conducted by Parkersburg police with Roberts after she and McCoy were arrested in Flora, Illinois. That was back in December 2017. Near the end of that interview, Roberts is asked by Parkersburg police detectives who should be punished for Penny Jo Curtis's death. She answered both herself and McCoy. Throughout the questioning, however, she maintained McCoy repeatedly threatened her with harm if she did not take part in killing Curtis.
He pushed me on top of her and said, "You're going to cut her throat." And I was hesitating because I didn't want to, I really did not want to. Well, he said, you're going to do it, or I'm going to hit you with the hammer, and I'm going to kill you.
Roberts also said it was out of fear of being harmed that she didn't try to run away in the times after the killing when she was temporarily separated from McCoy. She says after Curtis's death, the two fled the scene in Curtis's van using the victim's checkbook wherever they could to buy items including machetes, knives, and axes. It also should be noted that in opening statements Wednesday, Roberts' attorney argued that while police read Roberts her rights before the interview, she did not have legal representation during that lengthy questioning.
Todd Boucher reporting live from the newsroom tonight. Todd, thank you. Well, turning to the weather, a rainy Thursday. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk. Thank you, Kirk. A Parkersburg High School student who just graduated is accusing the school's principal of plagiarizing his speech at graduation. But the principal is saying that's not the case. Brandon Lewis joins us in the studio live to break this down for us. Brandon.
Hey Phyllis, 18-year-old Abigail Smith posted this video on her Facebook page comparing PHS principal Kenny DeMoss's closing remarks at her graduation to a speech made by actor Ashton Kutcher at the Teen Choice Awards several years ago. She alleges the speech is plagiarized and DeMoss needs to be held accountable for his actions. I spoke to Smith this afternoon, who says at first she did not recognize anything unusual about DeMoss's speech. But after talking about it with other people, she says a speech with Ashton Kutcher came up. She told me she noticed similarities between both speeches and then posted a video on social media showing those similarities. She's alleging DeMoss plagiarized his speech, and she tells me she wants him to apologize.
I feel that it's important to hold leaders of any kind, like school leaders, community leaders, accountable for actions that they hold us accountable for. In school, if I were to plagiarize, that's something that I would get into a lot of trouble for, and I think it's important to hold even adults accountable for those type of things.
Now, DeMoss released a lengthy statement denying the accusation. He said in part, it was never his intent to take credit for what he said or give specific credit because of how he prefaced his speech. He said he liked the format of Ashton Kutcher's speech, but the thoughts and ideas were from his heart. He says in the future, anything spoken by him or any administrator to the public, if said by someone else, will be cited. We'll post his full statement to WTAP.com. Now you can find both DeMoss's and Kutcher's speeches on YouTube. Wood County School Superintendent William Hasselflick says this is a personnel issue and they are investigating the matter. Phyllis.
Brandon Lewis reporting live in the studio tonight. Brandon, thank you. The Roane County Sheriff's Office releases the name of a woman killed yesterday when a tree fell on her. We reported last night that a 55-year-old woman was killed yesterday afternoon while walking to her mailbox. The sheriff says her name was Rachel Parsons. The accident happened in the Craig Ridge area about 4 miles west of Spencer. It was along State Route 33 near Windyville Road. A storm with strong winds had passed through the area that day. 3 West Virginia teenagers haven't been seen in more than 2 weeks. Now authorities in Barber County are asking for your help to find them. Deputies say 16-year-old Kyle Burke II, 13-year-old Isaiah Burke, and 13-year-old Tyler Kirkpatrick have been missing since May 14th. That's when they allegedly drove off in their grandmother's blue Ford Focus, which has the license plate Shotgun 2. The car also has damage near the front passenger side. Deputies say they've had several leads. but nothing has panned out. Anyone with information is asked to call the Barber County Sheriff's Office or your local police. The leader of the West Virginia Senate is boosting his broad-based education plan ahead of the special legislative session debate. GOP Senate President Mitch Carmichael held a press conference today to drum up support for the proposal. Senators are scheduled to reconvene Saturday to take up the lengthy bill, which allows charter schools but doesn't include education vouchers. It also contains a pay raise for teachers, mental health services for students, and a provision that would withhold pay for teachers if a school is closed because of a strike. President of the West Virginia chapter of the American Federation of Teachers, Fred Albert, says educators plan to show up at the Capitol while the Senate meets Saturday. He says lawmakers shouldn't be rushing to pass such a complex education measure. A Washington County Fire Department is thanking its residents for helping it buy a new squad truck. Fearing Township Volunteer Fire Department got its new squad truck this afternoon. The 2019 model cost around $141,000. It's the department's first new squad since 1992. The chief says they paid for it in full thanks to years of smart savings and generous donations from residents.
We haven't had a loan since 1987. We've tried to save up for all of our projects. That allows us to use our money a little more wisely. We appreciate any donation that we get, any support we get, whether it's tax levy, coming and just eating at our dinners, or coming and spending money at our social.
The department is hosting its biggest fundraiser of the year, June 8th, at the Firehouse in Stanleyville. We have an update to a story about some military statues stolen from the front lawn of a home in South Parkersburg last Friday. The owner, John McIntyre, tells us the statue of a soldier standing was recovered in an alley off Staunton Avenue. The Desert Storm veteran says that, given the circumstances, it's still in pretty good shape. 3 other statues still haven't been found. The statues, weighing between 80 and 120 pounds each, were in a flower bed on the front lawn of his home. Parkersburg police are still investigating. A Marietta woman is stepping up to help out a food pantry after its director was hurt in a car accident last week. Teresa Bryan is having a food drive at Little Caesars on Pike Street in Marietta. She plans to donate the food to the Gospel Mission Food Pantry. Jeff and Candy Waite, who run the pantry, are now recovering at home after they were involved in a head-on crash last week. Bryan said when she heard about the accident, she knew she had to do something.
I just knew as soon as I saw it that Candy was going to be concerned about that pantry, and I just wanted to take that pressure off of her in any way I could. And we have a lot of wonderful people in our community, and I know that everybody's going to step up and help her out when we need to.
She is accepting non-perishable foods, toiletries, and whatever the pantry needs. The drive runs throughout the month of June. Still ahead, the Washington County Commission's Jobs and Family Services work together to offer free summer programs to young people. Get the details next at 6.